Kids are a pain in the ass. Wife's always on the sauce. Poor bastard's probably better off dead. God, I love soup. Is it duck or soup? Which one do you shoot again?
Duck, sir.
I'll get that. Probably for me. God damn, man.
Don't say anything about his lisp. Will do.
Do you know the tallest man in the world is now from China? So much for keeping our secret in high places.
Get me the best carpenters we have.
Oh, okay, I have a glass that looks just like that.
Is it clear? Does it hold liquid? No shit. Does it come in a set?
I bet they made a bunch of them in one of those money-making schemes to turn a profit.
Those glass blowing guys.
Hi, pudding pants.
Hey, Con.
Hey, Con. What's happening, hot stuff? How you doing?
Livin.
Livin'. I'm livin'. As opposed to taping.
Juicy.
Juicy? Oh, it's so juicy. Papi, let me tell you. Oh, it's so juicy.
Did you see? Did you see the 3 posts I put up, the stupid ones?
About the golf players?
Almost 200 views apiece.
If we went out and recreated that same shit on a golf course, what do you think would happen?
I mean, they'd probably call the cops.
No. I think we're onto something. I say we go do exact parodies of what we've already posted online, post them and see what happens.
I think we just start posting stupid videos like this all the time and just get 200-300 views for every video we post.
I don't get it. What's the point?
I don't fucking get it either. It's like I genuinely don't want it to work.
Doesn't the world want original content? I thought that was the whole thing.
You know, man, I don't know anymore.
I don't know. Hey, what kind of tequila you want to get? What kind of margarita do you want before we get started?
All right. I want you to get your wife to get it for me, okay? Get me a double parakeet blood lithium margarita. Extra salt, 17 limes. 17 seems like a lot, but if you go over 17, then it's legal.
So, I'm sorry, Mr. Rooker, I think there's 24 to a bag. Is that okay?
Oh, man. Throw 7 of them at Mitch Haddock.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm from Jasper.
Oh, yeah. What's it like down there?
No. You know, I don't really have favorites. People ask me all the time. I don't know.
So,
yeah,
you've worked with James Gunn.
I live in Georgia. Yeah,
You've never worked with Tim Gunn.
I know Tommy Gunn. I seen that Rocky movie with Sly. I met him in a cliffhanger, and I think I should probably be in Expendables 4.
Yep, it's coming.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like Georgia, but I'm from Alabama.
Okay, close by. I mean, like neighbors practically, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I tell you, that girl that was taking pictures, I signed her arm. And I noticed her husband was looking at me funny afterwards.
Yeah. Probably because, you rolled over onto her back onto the stage, I'm thinking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a stunt show I'm working on. You ever seen Evel Knievel?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be drunk in the pumpkin.
Maybe we could stretch a bunch of Liz Ellis's all in a row and you could jump her with a bike. What do you think?
Does it have a motor? I don't know if I could pedal fast enough. But if you got me extra lithium batteries, I'd probably be all right.
Right. Well, we got a lot of laying around for your margarita, right?
I don't know.
You like them with extra lithium?
No salt, 2 limes.
No salt, 26 limes.
Hey, you see that police officer there? Come on, get him up here on the stage.
Okay, you want him to shoot you and the dog, or?
Yeah.
Mr. Rooker, I thought it was weird when you asked the dog to bite your hand while the cop was shooting you in the foot. I thought that was weird.
That's my police brutality trick.
It's a good icebreaker, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy comes out and he throws down the revolver with the taped handle on it.
This is unbelievable.
What's up?
Car alarm going off. Now it's doing this even at my house.
I don't know.
You got any neighbors with mopeds? You ever been on a moped, Mr. Rooker?
I have a hoverboard, and
The ones from the movie or the ones with the wheels?
it's I stand on it, and Sharon Haddock pushes me, and I hover. I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. We went to DriftCon. It was great. We came, we saw, we conquered. We had some Chick-fil-A, except on Sunday, because that shit's closed on Sundays, because they in there praising Jesus.
No,
Yo.
got stuck in the spam folder.
Oh, classic
Oh,
spam.
Classic spam.
What's going on, Andrew?
What's going on,
Thanks
Andrew?
For, taking the
Thanks
time.
for taking the time.
I know you just
I
recorded
know you
with some
just
other
recorded
pod-
with some other podcasts.
This is a feud I'm joining in the middle of right now.
Like, how did it go recording?
How did it go recording with the other podcast?
Better than this, I'm assuming.
Better than this, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, well, it's a low bar to get over, but we made it.
What were you doing before
What
this?
were we doing with the podcast?
I have a podcast called Homeschool.
Oh, you were doing yours.
Oh, you're doing yours.
Yeah, yeah, it's not very good, but
I know that game.
I know that game.
yeah, but at least the host doesn't interrupt me or copy what I say, so it's not bad.
Oh, fuck. Rob's
Sorry
like,
to be critical of the two dudes, but
Rob's like, what are you going to
hey,
do? Rob's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm just going to repeat everything you say a half second after you say it. See how that goes.
I literally said, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Well, I mean, last episode I feel like you barely talked, and he was sort of dominating, but that's
Yeah, he's
fine.
a power.
You play
He's
your
a
role.
power top for sure.
Yeah, well, no judgment here.
So what's going on, Andrew? Good to see you.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me on. I'm excited for the Bachelorette final tonight.
Okay.
So
What time's that kick off? Your time. Nobody cares. But what time's it come on? What time are the people watching at the mountains?
Pacific.
What is it? 7 Central?
Pacific time, but I think something 7, 8. I don't know. The DVR starts. I don't know anything anymore. Everything's automated in life. So
Once they invented DVR, no one knows what show is on when or what weeknight.
I think I just know it's Monday night, and I start.
And you watch it on Tuesday.
Well, I just wait till it's like halfway done recording, because otherwise all the Twitter accounts are spoiling everything. And I mean, I kind of know everything anyway because my friend is the Bachelorette. But
wait a minute, is that girl? Is it that same girl that you told the story about?
maybe, yeah, Katie Thirst, the dildo girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, so when did they shoot that season? Or are they currently shooting it still?
No, it's over. They shot it.
So who wins?
Yeah, can
We know
spoil
you,
it
we
for
know
us?
you didn't get a rose, but who gets a rose?
This guy Blake is the rumored winner. I mean, we don't know for sure, but that it looks heavily favored towards this guy Blake.
Okay.
It's interesting. I don't know if you've ever watched the show, but I think it's sort of a good analogy. I think it's a good representation of what dating is like, where it's like some people are full of shit, but they trick you for a long time, and then sometimes things don't work out because of bad timing. And like, there was this guy that she was in love with, and then he had a son, and the rules are like you're not allowed outside contact, but they would let him FaceTime his son once a day, I guess. But then one of the last episodes, he's FaceTiming his son, and he's been gone for 6 weeks or whatever, how long ever it takes to film the thing.
Trying to pork a stranger on live TV?
Yeah, and so literally his son is like, I guess daddy doesn't love me anymore, and then the guy just quit the show.
Wow.
And I was like, you're 2 weeks away from giving him a brother. Like, just hold on for a second, But, so it's just like a big It's all timing, and then she gets in a fight with this other guy who was one of the favorites to win, and so it just is like sometimes like you end up with a certain person. I don't know if you guys are married or probably divorced, but yeah, just shit happens, and you can't really control it, and that's life. I feel like
The guy who left the show because his kid said he didn't love him, that guy's a genius. So that guy pulled that move on national TV. That guy's going to get more ass than anybody on that whole show. That guy's a hero.
Fucking crazy, like boy band ass.
Right.
Yes. Sand, foam, or something for a price. That guy's going to go to the park.
They're already campaigning for him to be the next Bachelor.
Oh, of course.
So that's like.
But he'll get to bring his son.
Maybe we know who
let
knows.
the kid pick.
That would be fun.
It would be fun.
I think the kids should go on dates and be like, because kids will be too honest. You know, they'll be like, she's a hoe. I don't like her or whatever. You know.
It's not The Bachelorette anymore. It's Who Wants to Be a Stepmom.
Yeah. Who wants to be a stepmom? Not a millionaire, because we are poor. But once you get on that show, you get 1 million Instagram followers, and then you just sell beauty products for the rest of your life. Like, hey, buy my facial cream or whatever.
Is that the next step in your plan?
Some facial cream. Yeah, I've been trying to sell my facial cream, but
nobody wants it.
I've been trying to give away my facial cream for free, but no one.
They get it secretly in the morning, right before brunch.
Well, I see he still has the pink handcuffs, but we've added a grass skirt. So
well, the grass skirt's been there.
The wall's alive.
The wall is alive. What else?
Congrats on what? What did you do to get a congrats card? What's that say?
No, it's a Caligula poster.
Oh, right.
See what it says.
My dearest friend, Andrew Rivers.
Oh, I bought myself I put out a YouTube. This is so stupid. I put out a YouTube video.
You could have stopped there.
You sent yourself a card.
I could have lied, but
I'm gonna send you a card. This is too pathetic.
Thank you.
Give me
Please
your.
I'm going to send you a nice fruit basket. I'm going to miss him. Congrats.
So I put out my YouTube video hit 100,000 views.
Congratulations.
And
Nice.
And so I wrote, congrats and nobody cares.
Huge motivator.
You know, I like corny. I bought this hat. You know, this celebration.
The party hat.
Party hat.
Yep.
That was from that. This is I was
Bert
trying to
and Ernie.
learn magic tricks, and
Okay.
I wonder if
You made your career disappear.
So you start with like a foam ball.
Then you cram it
then
into a stranger's asshole.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Whoa.
you like roll it up, and then you put it in someone else's hand. But really, you have the giant foam penis in your hand,
Right.
and so you stick the penis in somebody's hand, but they think it's just the ball.
Perfect.
And you go, I'm gonna make it morph into anything. Just think of anything you want,
Right.
and then they think of marshmallows or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
go, oh my god, it's a dick, and so
You should make them rub it and make a wish the first time. Just go rub it, make a wish real quick. And then they
Yeah.
rub it, and then you bring the ball out and they say, let's try it again. They say, now rub it very softly and then just close your eyes.
now spit on it a little
Now
bit.
just rub it. Just softly, just whatever you're thinking about. This is what's gonna happen. And then that little dick grows.
Exactly. So
Right.
that's a lot of what magic is, more of the showmanship of how you get the punchline is predetermined, but how you get there is what makes you a good magician usually.
Right. Magic, it's an illusion.
It's everything is lies in life.
He's in a dark place, I think.
Yes,
No, he looks pretty well lit.
How much longer are we gonna let that hair get?
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's the
So,
longest you've ever had it, right?
Yeah, the problem is I got to grow the bangs out a little more.
Is it possible for someone to have Jay and Silent Bob at the same time?
I am certainly smoking enough weed for the both of them.
It's gonna be in the Clerks 3 movie. It's actually Kevin Bacon as Jay.
I'd pay to
7
see
degrees of separation
That would be
from my
terrific.
asshole. All right.
Jesus.
I gotta get that looked at. Actually, the doctor is real concerned.
Well,
about
let's
that.
do it now.
All right. Yeah. Hang on.
Just move the mic.
Are you a professional,
Move
or
the
am I
mic. You'll
getting-
thank me later. No, I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I know what I'm doing.
You won't do it.
Let's make it 200,000
Only if you send me a
hits.
card first. You got to send me a card if you want to see my asshole.
You
DM me
absolutely
the
will go
address. DM me the address.
If you want to see my asshole, you gotta send me a card. That's
I'll hand deliver it to Seattle.
Are we still talking about the colonoscopy or the?
I thought we were talking about the dicks. Wait,
okay.
what? I thought we were in the trust tree or the nest. Are we
Never
not?
mind. All right.
So what are you doing? You back on the road now, huh? Doing some shows?
Yeah, things are open up here and there, but I toured this guy Steve Hofstetter a lot. I'll be in the Northeast actually.
Man, what's the Northeast? What do you consider the Northeast?
Well, New Haven, Connecticut, Burlington, Vermont.
Okay, you just skipped right past us.
Where are you at? Massachusetts
and New Hampshire, technically. Where are you going to be in Connecticut? We were just in Connecticut last weekend for
Toad's
3 days.
Place. I hear that's like a big legendary concert venue.
When is it?
September 1st. Toad's
Road
Place.
trip.
Rhode Island, Albany. Yeah, nothing in Massachusetts, but if you go to stevehofstetter.com and get those tickets, I'll be on the show from September 1st to September 20th. He's not a great
Comedian.
tour router. Because we go from we start in Rhode Island and then we end up in New Orleans after 2 weeks, and I'm like, how does that?
He doesn't own a compass.
How did you miss New England?
I think he's already in here. Let me pull up his whole.
He probably goes, we're in Connecticut. That's New England. Good enough.
Ugh.
Well, I told him that you guys wanted to see a show, and he was like, "Well, we can't do that."
You would have got a free video recording.
So he's doing, yeah. So I joined. He's in Medford, Massachusetts. That's probably Boston suburb or something.
That's right. It's right near
the
town.
city next.
Yeah,
the
so
Chevalier
he's doing
Theater?
the Chevalier Theater on August 28th, but I joined the tour on September 1st, so I missed that show.
The
So
Chevalier
we're
Theater
gonna
is
go-
gorgeous.
We're gonna go there and just heckle the whole time, saying we want Rivers.
We want Andrew.
We
want
actually should
Andrew.
do that. That would be
We'll
terrific.
be the only people that will ever.
When every time he starts to tell a joke, like before, when it's quiet and he's not into the punchline yet, we'll be like, "When's Andrew Rivers coming on?"
I highly suggest you try that and let me know how that works.
I've seen videos of him talking to fans. He seems very amenable to it.
Yeah, he likes to
He loves
interact with the
Yeah, yeah.
hecklers.
He's gonna call you and be like, "Did you tell these fucking idiots to do this?"
Why do I have all these goddamn cards?
They gave me 15 cards and said,
Congrats on what?
One of them asked me to show him his asshole, but
Give these to Andrew in New Haven. I don't even know what the
Yeah.
fuck they're talking about.
I went into the
Yeah.
green room. I got foam dicks and congrats cards all over the goddamn place.
you know what I'm into.
Yep.
Oh Christ!
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
tough.
Things are opening up. It's tough because I'm trying to do these theater shows, but they're getting real nervous about COVID again, and
What's
so we
COVID?
just this thing that happened a little while ago, but people are holding on to it. But
Like disco.
yeah, and the people that remember disco are dying from COVID because
It's a circle.
Full
Yeah.
circle.
old.
We got it. We hit it.
Congrats. Yeah,
Congrats.
but so we were doing this theater, and it's a 400-seat theater, but then they were like, we want to stay at half capacity, and so it kind of sucked, but we managed to make it work.
I think I saw you posted some stuff though. A decent amount of your shows were sold out, right?
Yeah, so it's been going good. It's just
It's easier to sell out when you can only fill half the place.
well, the problem is they didn't give us I pay to rent the theater a certain amount, and then depending on how many seats I will pay more or less or whatever.
But they didn't give
But
you a
then-
break, even though they didn't open it up to everybody.
No. So, we instead of making theater money, we made bar gig money.
Yeah, so you're
But-
like, all right, so I can sell 400 tickets, and they're like, no, only 200. You go, okay, no problem. So it
And they
costs
wanted
half
to
the
drop
price.
it down to 140, and I was like, "Oh, so are you giving me the theater for a quarter of the price?" And they're like, "Well, no, because when it costs this much to even open up, and it's already a bare minimum staff." And I had some choice words that I kept to myself because I didn't want them to actually just cancel the show.
Yeah.
Because at that point, we'd already invested, probably $1,200 into advertising.
Yeah.
And so we'd already sold 200 tickets, and they were asking us to drop down to 140. And I was like, if we do that, I'll lose money because it costs $2,000 to rent the theater. So I have a $4,000 nut now that I've got to make just to break even on this show. And now you're telling me
that's the quote I
can't.
put in my yearbook for high school.
Yeah.
I have a $4,000 nut.
Mine was.
And
Where
what is
the
your
hell are
kid's
my
name?
pants?
Bennett, Weston, and Natalie.
Good. Like you call them your $10,000 nuts. How much does it cost to raise a kid nowadays? You wouldn't know because you don't pay child support. But I mean, hypothetically,
I don't. They still live with me and their mother too.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, asshole.
She must not listen to the podcast.
No, she does. You know what's funny? Go fuck yourself, Rivers. She's the one that said to me, one of my favorite episodes was Rivers. You should get him back on. And so I reached out to you.
Well, shout out to Mrs. Azevedo.
That's actually pretty damn good. Yeah. She actually is the one that said, she's like, because she follows you on Instagram and everything.
Oh, thank you.
You know, for the Spank Bank. And she calls me Andrew now. It's weird. But no, she said, you know, he's been selling shows out. He's actually doing comedy like every weekend. You know, he was one of your better episodes. You guys should get him back on. So here we are.
How bad of a guest list do you guys have that on your best episode?
It's been rough.
As far as comics goes, you're the funniest.
Oh, thanks.
Part of the problem is for her, we do a lot of movie and TV stuff, but specifically like lately we've been doing a lot of Marvel.
She's blind, so.
Well, I mean, obviously that's why she's married to Rob.
God rest her soul.
Yeah. Whatever you say, autistic Kevin Bacon. So
we glitched.
Sorry, I think it froze on your punchline. I didn't get it.
Oh, it's not funny.
Don't do it again.
It froze.
It's a trap.
You're gonna have to watch the episode to hear what I called you.
I should have just fake laughed. I'm sorry. I should have just pretended.
So a lot
that
of
silence was better than the laughter that was gonna happen. So.
A lot of our stuff lately has been comic book movies, and that's not really her thing. So we've done a lot of stuff on like the Disney Plus series that Marvel's done, and then we did a big thing at a comic convention where we recorded live down there. So she watches everything, but she's not into like she'll watch the Marvel movies, but she much prefers to listen to a comedian on a podcast than hear us talk to guests about, you know, DC and Marvel.
Did you hear the new Iron Man 3? Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah.
Who
would win in a fight?
Wolverine.
Those short Canadians. You got to watch out. Hey, good night, everybody.
Good talk. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
So you're doing shows every weekend right now. How far out are you booking stuff right now?
Well, I have this weekend off. I have the next couple weeks off. I'm going to go visit my parents because I start the tour on the East Coast. My parents live in Vermont, so
give
I haven't
Bob our
seen
love.
them since COVID. Thank you. I haven't seen them since COVID, and so I'm taking a couple weeks off. And I just filmed recorded a new CD, so I gotta write a bunch of jokes and get some new shit going.
Awesome. And, good for you. Congrats.
Thank you. We sold out like a 500-seat theater, and so that was a fun time. But yeah, we're just trying to, you know, it's all up in the air with like how long are things gonna stay open or at full capacity. So it's kind of like a money grab right now, where if I can tour with my buddy, that keeps me pretty busy and it's good money, and I don't have to really do anything. I just tell jokes and set up, and you know, it's much harder for me to book stuff, and like when I rent a theater, I get all the ticket sales and I have to panic every day about not making any money. But if it's someone else's problem, I'm just along for the ride, you know?
Yes.
But yeah, I just, you know, I've got to do a better job of like planning weeks off and taking vacations and like, but I never, up until this year or, you know, really last year, I just wasn't making good enough money to ever take a week off anyway. So
if there was work, you had to take it.
Right. So now I try to book stuff around my visits. Like I'm going to see my brother in LA. And so I booked a club in Ventura. And then that way I get to pay for my plane ticket and have an excuse to leave the house. But other than that, you know, I like doing comedy. It's fun, and I don't have a life otherwise. It's not like I have a wife and kids that love me or care about me. So,
Not yet.
You know,
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what
it's
I'm
very
gonna do?
helpful.
I'm gonna
Very
go
hopeful.
buy an extra congrats card tomorrow, and I'm gonna tuck that one on the shelf.
For,
Because someday you're gonna find a nice young lady or a
Or man,
charming young man, a dentist named Tony. Who knows? Somebody with a 401k, someone who's solid. You know what I mean? You never
I'm in
know.
love with a I got a dentist that hooks me up with like free dental work. So, if he wants to stick another tool in my mouth, I'm not opposed.
I mean,
to
he's
it.
probably
are
doing
you
it
sure
anyway.
this is a dentist and not just a man in the porta potty behind Wendy's? I mean,
His name
No,
is
you
Prentice.
just you go in the alley and you get in his van and he does everything for free. You know,
Right. Everything's in a truck these days.
a food truck. Why not a tooth truck? We're on to
Great
something
idea.
here.
They
Listen,
have, yeah,
copyright.
TM.
Door to door dentist.
yeah.
Triple D's are, I think, yeah, bring your triple D's to my door and we can have a blast.
Here, take this laughing gas. You're going to wake up in 2 hours with your pants around your ankles, but your teeth are going to be sparkling.
The pearly white walls.
Yeah.
See what I did?
Is
Tire
that
joke.
Crest or what brand is that? The white stuff all around my mouth.
It's all natural. It's made with sea salt.
Family
and,
recipe. Yeah.
sea salt?
Family recipe.
I did my first tour with Steve where I basically like fly into Pittsburgh, get in an SUV and drive around the Midwest for 2-3 weeks. And we make like a big circle and end back in Pittsburgh. And
Better than starting in Connecticut and ending in New Orleans.
yeah, let me tell you his fucking. So we go to New Haven, Burlington, East Greenwich, Rhode Island, Albany, New York, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Louisville, Memphis, Nashville, Huntsville, Chattanooga, Birmingham, Mobile, Jackson, and then New Orleans.
I've been everywhere, man.
And then he keeps going, and then I just rejoined the tour in November, and I'll be in Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Charlotte, all over.
I think some of those Florida dates might be in jeopardy.
I'm on to this new doctor guy on YouTube who is kind of like, I think in a month, cases will plummet because everyone who can be infected will be infected at that point, because he's kind of watching what happened in UK. We're always like 2 or 3 weeks behind what's happening over in Europe.
It's the time
And so-
difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So the UK was like super high, and I follow this other guy on YouTube as a doctor. I don't even know if he's a doctor. He just has a British accent, so I trust
Well,
him.
he's qualified.
Yeah,
You're easily
so-
influenced, huh?
I mean, you guys had me on your podcast twice, so I'm willing to listen to anybody. So yeah, he just was like, I don't know why the UK is gonna open. This is so dangerous. They need to lock down more and blah blah. And then the UK opened and everything's fine, and all the cases plummeted. And so this other guy is like, I think that's gonna happen here. We're gonna have a really bad August, and then by September it'll be back down. Because at a certain point, only people getting sick right now are unvaccinated folks, and vaccinated people get a little bit of whatever, but it's not that serious, So
I can't remember the last time I went like 2 days without having to hear about it. I know how long it's been, but it feels like 4 years. I know it's like a year and a half, but it feels like 4 years, man.
I think we're not giving ourselves enough credit for just getting through a lot of on a serious
I'm gonna send myself a card.
Yeah,
I'm
congrats.
gonna do it.
Congrats. See, I'm telling you, the self-love is underrated. Well, self-love is my only option right now, but maybe if you and your wife stop talking, she's clearly a big fan of me, but if you got like a hot sister or something, but
For some reason, I think she's hooked. I don't know what it is. She's too good for me, but don't tell her.
She's hooked on
Shit,
the rub.
Tom, edit this part out.
yeah, you gotta
Already
edit this
way
part
ahead of
out.
you, buddy. Way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Also,
He's gonna edit it, so it's gonna be like I'll be talking, and it'll go to someone else's voice and be like, "That bitch doesn't deserve me."
yeah. That I'll say it right now. That bitch doesn't deserve you. and then
You're right. She doesn't.
now you can splice that together.
Now.
I get it.
Oh God.
She deserves me. She leaves you for me. That'd be a fun episode.
It's okay, Rob. He never comes to New Hampshire. You have nothing to worry about.
Well,
They go from Connecticut to Vermont.
I'm gonna try. I mean, I did.
They travel like Bing Crosby and Bob Hope.
In a golf cart.
Yes, drunk too.
Not going to New Hampshire is one thing.
I did
that's
Manchester.
Yeah,
and
but
I
that's
did
not
also.
How's
I
Hofstadter
did-
not going to Mass though? How's he not going to Boston?
He's doing the Cavalier Theater or whatever.
Yeah, but that's right. You're just not at it. That's right.
Yeah, I'm just not on the show. I also did a show in a trailer in Curly's Comedy Club in Rochester, New Hampshire.
You did a show in Rochester, New Hampshire?
Yeah. It was not that fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. The only good thing that ever come out of Rochester was
It was
a fucking
literally
empty
like
bus.
a double wide. The plan is I can set up my own shows and I just gotta,
I think we're gonna have to put on our own Too Critical comedy show.
I think
And
you
just
should.
Just get a bunch of the comedians.
Oh, we
that we've
could
talked to.
easily get. We could
I
get
mean-
50 guys to do that.
I mean, if you've got, 12 listeners to this episode, I'm sure like 6 people will come watch the show,
51 subscribers, sir, on YouTube. 51.
Not
Huh?
bad. Not bad. Follow me. I just hit 5,000 on YouTube, so I'm right there.
How many subscribers do we have on iTunes? Do you know?
Oh, I have no. I stopped looking.
I'm
at all
asking
that
him
shit.
if he knows.
Oh, right.
Oh, if I know. I don't even check my numbers. I don't want to see how few people look at my,
Right.
because I feel like
I'll tell you-
if I get in my head about how many people listen, then I won't. I'll be like, well, this isn't working. I should stop doing it. But if you just do something, you shouldn't care who's listening. You should just do it because you like it and you think you're.
Andrew, you got to dance like nobody's watching, right?
We've been having this internal struggle where we've had some things that we thought were pretty good that we've put out, and it was well received, but nothing crazy. But then we put out stupid shit.
We
And it gets-
put out 13 original clips from
And they get like
the Terrificon
40,
last
50
weekend.
They
13.
get like 60 views, I think was the biggest one from there. But then I put out a stupid clip that I saw when I was in high school.
from E-Bombs
That's-
World.
And it gets 500 fucking views. And I'm like, how the fuck does that get more views than original content?
It's a drunk
understand
guy
it.
trying to tee off. Got like 500
Yeah.
fucking views.
Yeah, like I post a stupid video of some drunk asshole on a golf
Yeah.
course and it gets more views than like
Because that's
if
actually
we post-
entertaining as opposed to your podcast, So
Right.
Clip that. Yep. Jeez, why did I want him back on? I'm struggling now.
listen.
I'm listening.
I got nothing for you. No, it's just it's a click world, so people scroll past it. But if it looks like something crazy is happening, then Instagram says, "Oh, they're paying attention to
Yeah,
it."
but we're shooting stuff with like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like there's legit people involved in this stuff. Nothing.
Yeah, we posted videos of us with Michael Rooker, and it's like
Nobody
that's
cares.
a pretty big movie star.
59
And-
views.
But I show some drunk asshole fall out of a golf cart, and like we have, you go in and you can see the insights because we have the professional Instagram account,
yeah.
and it's like I post the stuff of us, pictures of me with Ross Marquand, and it gets like 80 views or 80 likes. But then I post this other stuff, and it's like, not only is it getting views and likes, but like 80 people sent it to someone else. And I'm like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of people that, when you're on Instagram, you'll see a video of someone doing something stupid. It's funny. You send it to your friends. I get that that's going to get shared more frequently, but it is disheartening when like you really try hard to make something funny or good, maybe not funny, just, something original, and nobody sees it, but you do something stupid. And then like, I'm getting texts from people I know, like that clip was hilarious. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like,
I mean, imagine how I feel being the best comedian on the planet and only having 5,000 YouTube subscribers.
It must.
Like, it's-
Well, there's something definitely wrong with the algorithm. I'm
yeah.
convinced.
you're telling me.
Right? Aren't you supposed to get like a platinum plate that they send you or some shit?
You gotta hit like
Gold,
1 million
silver?
subscribers or something, for something. You
There's
gotta
no
hit
gold, bronze,
number.
silver. They don't do it. It's just
not
straight
for
to platinum.
5,000. I think you gotta get.
1 million. Fuck them.
Well, there's 1 million subscribers. There's also like I think it's like 500,000, or there's a certain. I'm way off, so I don't know. But I just know that I get about $100 a month on ads from people just watching my videos, and so that's a nice little nut.
We
I'm
need to
trying
add
to
a couple
build that up,
zeros.
So if you get enough YouTube content and people subscribe, it's like like I posted this video of Trump supporters trying to boo me off stage, and like all these comments are like, "Oh, he provoked the audience," and I'm like, "Yeah." That's what you got to do to get people to watch your shit. You can't just... Comedian does his best jokes and nothing crazy happens. It doesn't get a ton of views like you're talking about,
Right.
Something crazy's got to go. So that's like the Steve Hofstetter guy, Heckler King, and got a billion...
That's probably where he makes most of his hits from, right? Going after that's kind of his niche.
Yeah, and he's also he's still like a talented comedian also. So like he can play both sides of the fence, and
Right.
And it works out.
Yeah. But
it also gives you a revolving door of content where it's like, oh, I can just keep posting clips every single day or whatever.
yeah.
So
if his set is going okay, that's one thing. And then if someone starts to mouth off, in his mind, he's going, here's content for my channel.
money time. Yeah. I used to joke around that like most comedians will like let some stuff go.
No, he wants to.
But if he hears like a mouse squeaking in the corner, he goes, "Hey, shut the fuck up, you mouse. I don't come to your job and knock dicks out of your mouth," or whatever.
Yeah.
So one of my videos is it's called Heckler Knows Everything, and it's so funny to me because someone left a comment on the YouTube that said, "You should have named it Heckler Saves Mediocre Set." And I was like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, you found my burner account.
Hey, but I'm all for that, like, that's why you just got to have a camera rolling at all times. And I mean, even now I'm trying to like, I forget lately, but I'm like, I want to film my open mics where I'm trying new jokes, because I think it's interesting to see the progression of the material get better, or see the first time you tell something versus the 10th time you tell it, and what changes, and even some jokes that just bomb and you go, all right, well, never telling that again, and that's content also. So
Well, and I'm sure then you can watch the delivery too, and you can say, all right, this time it bombed, this time it didn't. What did I do differently? Oh, the timing is the same. So it must have just been the audience, or
look, I tweak a word, or it's so stupid how little.
Oh, timing is everything, though. Like, yeah, even if you just rush the joke.
Yeah.
Welcome
timing
to my life. This is
everything.
Timing's everything.
Someone told me that once.
Keith Rivers, right before he cost you that job you were going for.
Well, oh yeah, you forgot. You remember that story.
I got a memory like an elephant. I never forget.
And you love nuts.
I got a $4,000 nut right here. The other one's only worth $2,000 though.
Oh, well, I mean, it's going to be half a load once you give him the other one. So that makes sense.
I've had a vasectomy, so they're all worth nothing.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
So are you constantly
Don't look down.
Are you constantly just, do you still pull out, or what's the situation here?
Pull out. That's why you have a vasectomy. What's wrong with you?
No, but I mean, shit can happen.
No, tough luck. Not your problem.
Do you just have an abortion coffee card where it's like the 10th one is free? Or?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I thought you were a Democrat. You believe in abortion?
I think your wife's going to not like this episode anymore. But
what are you going to do? I mean, she's put up with me for 17 years. How much worse could it get?
You know what?
Probably
You're right.
a lot. Probably a lot.
She's probably built up a tolerance to this.
She's
bullshit.
got an express ticket straight into heaven.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
that's signed, sealed, delivered. Yeah, I can tell you right now, though, if
that's
you ever
because
get
she's been getting on her knees a lot to
no
pray.
comment.
To pray.
Yes, she's very, very devout Catholic.
Please, God, kill my husband.
I was just gonna say, let him
motor
bust hit my husband. But if you ever get a vasectomy, I have one word of advice for you, which is don't look down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of it, or like
okay.
afterwards, or like
Yep.
just
No,
for forever, or
Rob was standing when he got his, apparently.
I was in the middle of mine, wasn't feeling a thing. Everything was going fine. And then I looked and I went,
Looked like someone down there with knitting needles.
wouldn't they put?
They
like
do. They put a sheet up.
no, they didn't.
Wow.
Where did you go? Were you on a truck? Were you on
Listen,
the dentist
all
truck?
the porno doctors I've seen always have.
I
like, a
literally,
sheet.
I could see the
Yes.
vein. I could see the vein pulled out and him cauterizing it. And it was smoking. And I was just like,
He was cutting the red wire, Rob. You were having a fever dream, I think.
it was brutal.
Rob
It didn't-
looked down and Riggs and Murtaugh were down there.
It was, don't look down. That's just the only advice I can give you.
I'll just
don't
tell him
look
to
down.
put me to sleep. Like, what's the point of getting surgery if you don't get free drugs? You know.
They
When I
just-
go to the
they
guy
just
in the
numb it.
van who fixes my teeth, he always knocks me out.
Well,
Right.
that's the I don't know if I talked about this, but it's called Drilled Podcast, and the whole premise is he gets comedians high on laughing gas and then he interviews them. So
I like this.
yeah.
What the
So
fuck?
literally,
Until somebody dies.
I don't think you
Well,
die from laughing gas. It's
You
very
most certainly can.
benign. Oh, really?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think he's a professional. You know, I don't think he's.
Let me tell you something. The most doctors that have lawsuits are the anesthesiologists.
They like wake up in the middle of the surgery and they feel everything and they
So-
can't scream.
Well, yep. There's a lot of that. So people that they can feel every single part of the surgery, but they can't like open their
Express.
eyes or express anything. Or the people that
That's
they just
how
kill.
Rob's wife feels during sex. She's like,
Just
please,
straight
God, I can't
kill.
scream, but this is awful and it's so painful and I can feel every inch of it. All 3 inches.
I'll fucking show you right now, pal. I don't care.
You show me your asshole. Rob shows
Yeah,
me
you
his
want to
dick.
have a dick measuring contest? That's
I
fine.
kind of do. I mean, now I didn't want to before, but
I mean,
will-
let me get hard first. Give me a
I don't need to. I will defend my honor. I
All
mean,
right. You know what?
listen,
I'm gonna
I
take your word for it.
fucking guy comes on here once, cries about the Seahawks forgetting to run the ball in the Super Bowl, and now he's gonna come at me all
Literally.
episode. Yep.
Literally
Yeah. Here
mean,
we go.
You
making
know,
fruit salad.
I thought Belichick was the genius. Turns out it was Tom Brady the whole time.
Yeah, I know. 1 year really proves it.
Sure. Well, I can't wait. What's your record gonna be? Are you gonna get 6 wins this season?
What do you want to bet?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What do you want to bet here?
let's make something interesting.
How many wins do we have to get to? Well, you can pick the number, and I'll tell you the number you pick will decide how much I'm willing to bet. Mind you,
I gotta adjust for the 17.
I was just gonna
here.
say there's one extra game this year.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say 8 and 8. We'll go 8 wins. I think that's a fair over under.
So is it 8 would be a push. If they
Yeah.
get under 8, you win. Over, I win.
Yeah,
I'll bet you $5,000 right now.
5,000. Oh,
I'm just telling you what I think.
Make it a little more interesting. So if Rob,
If the Patriots win more than 8 games, we get to put on a show. You fly out. We don't have to pay you to do it. If they don't
well,
win more
that's
than
that's no.
well,
deal.
I mean,
That's
you
a
weren't
push
gonna
right
make
there.
any money in the first place.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Let's do.
well,
some,
you're not the headliner. I mean, you're just the opener.
Matt Brown.
but-
Ever heard of him? What a talent. Matt Brown, Wayne Brown. We're getting the whole family on. Well, not the whole family.
James Brown.
James Brown's coming. Rob, if Andrew wins, you get to pay his car insurance for a year.
I mean, that's
Let's
under 5.
listen.
That's under $5,000.
I know, but it's
It's
All right,
like
sure,
let's
deal.
say like $500. That's a nice. I can live with that.
right. Okay, but if Rob wins, Andrew has to set his car on fire. Okay.
That came after the shake. That doesn't count.
And-
$500 on it.
Yeah, but look,
I'll do 500.
it's a win.
good.
It's a win for everybody. It costs Rob $500 to watch you burn your car, right? And then you just get if hopefully
I
just
need my
pay the
car. I
insurance.
can't just replace my car. I mean,
yeah, you can just pay the insurance that year.
Yeah,
and then you just set it on fire.
we're
you're
on the.
You're
We
in Seattle.
can't.
You're in
I mean,
Seattle. Just
no-
park it on Main Street, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
And
just
Tebow
go to
will
the-
get
Just
it.
put
Yeah.
an American flag sticker on the back of it, cover it in gasoline, light it
Just
for
go to
no
the
one's going to ask any questions,
Go to the Chaz area.
right?
Yeah.
Until till someone listens to this podcast 6 years from now, you know.
Nobody's listening.
Well,
Everything
I
is
understand
fine.
that, but eventually someone might, you know.
Everything's fine.
All right.
Who is
$500.
So, gentlemen's bet. Either way, someone's going to burn something down, right?
I'll
I'm in for 500. That's fine.
That's fun. I like $500.
All right.
It's a deal.
How many wins?
I like them this year. I think that
Well, you realize we had 7 wins last year, and we had one of the best off seasons in the league, right?
we'll
You
see.
disagree?
I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention. I like the Jonnu Smith guy. I think you've got a good running back. I think Cam can be serviceable.
Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Matt Judon.
I like
Jalen
the
Mills,
tight
Nelson,
end thing.
Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne.
Oh yeah, he's gonna.
Jason Bourne. We got all the Bournes.
I just it's fine.
Yeah. I'm in.
So what are the Seahawks going to have for wins?
We'll probably get 10 wins and win one playoff game, like always.
You realize that like the Niners, the Rams, and the Cardinals are all pretty good, right?
I'm pretty well aware of that, but you know, we stole the Rams' offensive coordinator this year, so
Yeah, who's blocking?
I mean, it doesn't. Russell Wilson gets sacked 50 times every year. It doesn't really matter. You know, we still somehow overcome. I mean, the second half of the season, everyone was guessing every play, and we still, you know, Russ almost had an MVP type season. But I don't know. I think it's such a. That's what I love about football is it's pretty fun game, and who knows, every year. Any given Sunday, right? But yeah, we'll have a good season.
So you got you for 10 wins and the Patriots for less than 8.
I mean, I forgot that they won 7 last year. If I'm being completely honest, so
And we had 0 tight ends last year. Our pass rush was mediocre at best.
right.
Now I'll be more comfortable if Stephon Gilmore is back and healthy, but even if he's not, we've added all over the defense and Kyle Van Noy's back. We've signed multiple linebackers. I like the draft.
You know, sure, you're speaking a lot of gibberish. I don't know. I didn't.
Positions. Who needs these players? Yeah.
Well, I understand that it means a lot to you because you follow the team, but I don't know who any of those people are. So.
Well, you know who Hunter Henry and Jude.
I do. I know.
Yeah.
I get it. I know. I get it. But I also don't.
I will also tell you this. I do not think Cam Newton will be the starter.
Oh, Mac Jones.
He's been more impressive at camp so far. I think Cam Newton will be the starter to start the year. I think after the 4th or 5th game, if we fall to 500 or close to it, Mac Jones goes in. I'm more comfortable with a quarterback that can get the ball out quick and hit receivers, unlike Cam Newton, who last year looked like he was throwing a can of paint at them. I mean, it was brutal. I mean, people
drunk.
listen.
But it matched his hat.
We weren't very good last year, but like we had a lot of games that we could have won.
You were great in the red zone because you could just run Cam into the end zone every time.
But people would be wide open and he'd throw it off their back foot.
Yeah, he was a pretty bad passer.
It's amazing that
He's
was the
a
guy
great
that
running quarterback.
I don't know. It's a tough schedule.
What a
but,
legacy that is.
Patriots.
Hang on. The Dolphins, that's a close one. Even when the Dolphins suck, you guys somehow lose to them every time. But
It's
Jets,
the altitude.
Saints aren't that good. Buccaneers,
that's a loss.
Texans, that's a win. Cowboys, probably a win. Jets, Chargers could be tough.
Keep going.
Browns could be tough. Yeah, you're gonna win this one probably, but
All right, I'll tell you what.
Pretty good schedule.
I'll tell you what. We can up it to 9 now that you've seen the schedule.
All right, I'm more comfortable with that.
So 9 wins is a push. If they win more than 9, I win. Under 9, you win. I'm less comfortable now, but let's make it more fair.
But you know, I appreciate you. You know, that's a gentlemanly thing to do.
Now listen, it's all a crapshoot, anyways.
Right.
I wouldn't bet the Seahawks with you because I do think they're a good team. But if Russell Wilson gets hurt week 3, you're not winning more than 7 games. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, right? I mean,
And she is a classy woman. Hell of a dancer.
What's
woman.
your
My handle?
every family reunion you just say, don't look down.
Just like
your
my
aunt-
vasectomy.
Rob's
Yeah.
still
your aunt
getting his
has
vasectomy.
balls. Yeah, yeah.
What
She used
you?
to have balls, but then
Oh my god.
She went to
Now-
the dentist.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to be nice here. You know, I don't want to argue with you, but you like I'm this close now. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, you were there.
We need hits.
I love you.
Comedian fights heckler on podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We should stage a fight, and that'd be way
Boo.
more interesting.
Show us your tits.
I'll show you
I
right
don't know.
now.
It's my
I'm
first
just
time
ready to
heckling.
defend
I
my
don't know what to
honor.
yell. I don't know what to yell. Sorry, I panicked.
So you excited? You excited to get a hockey team out there?
Yeah, I've been following.
The Kraken.
Yeah, everyone seems to
Gay as
not
fuck. Gay as
like
fucking name.
their expansion draft, but they got the big goalie in free agency, and it seems like we're gonna be a defensive team. And then they're hoping for a little magic chemistry there, but we'll see what happens.
I think the tough thing is going to be with how well they did right away. I think people are going to be delusional and be like, "Look, they're contenders." It's like, yeah, I mean, that was a miracle. I mean, they had a
And then
great
everyone said
expansion
that
draft.
they had a shitty draft also, but then they ended up
Right.
winning the cup, and so.
What do you
Yeah,
think about the
I'm
name
interested to
the
learn
Kraken?
about hockey the way I learned about football. You know, like in the intricacies of it.
What do you
'cause
think
I enjoy
about just the
sport.
name,
Huh?
the Kraken? What do you think
I
about
like
the name?
I like the name.
Really?
I thought it was my number one, better than like the Sockeyes or whatever they were gonna.
Yeah, there
Totems,
was a no. There was a yeah. There was the totems. You're right though. Of the names that they had, I probably agree with you. I just can't believe those were the finalists. It's kind of like the last election where it's like these are the best options we have.
They weren't going to pick. They weren't going to pick anything that sounded like it was Native American.
The totems, I think, was the
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think they just want. I think the idea of like a sea monster and we're a town on the water, and I think that
yeah.
appealed to everybody. I like the name. I'm and the logo. The jerseys are clean.
The jerseys aren't
excited.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't hate the name.
It should have been the baristas with like a dike on skates. You know what I mean? Like a steaming hot pot of coffee with like 4 teeth.
I'd take a steamy hot dike if we're getting to choose.
Let's go,
You know-
Dykes. Let's go, Dykes.
Then they could rename it the Dyke Place Market. You know.
Oh my god. Go down to
Kraken.
Starbucks, get a venti Dyke place.
Yeah, this will be the
They'll
last
just
time
start
you guys
naming
have me
team
on the-
shapes pretty soon. I'm going to see the rectangles. Oh,
Well,
no shit.
I mean, they changed the Indians to the Guardians, and they, they got to do what they got to do.
How does the Washington football team not have a name for this season?
'Cause
Pressure.
they're-
Pressure.
I mean, they had all last year. I mean, the Indians just decided to change their name to the Guardians, and it's done. That'll be their
Yeah.
team name next year.
Yeah.
They're not going to be the Cleveland baseball team for a year.
I agree with. I don't know. I clear that.
I mean, Dan
franchise is not,
Dan Snyder's
he's an idiot.
he's a moron.
yeah.
Yeah, we finally agree.
I mean, he was having like cheerleaders pose topless or whatever. So like, I don't think that.
It's called marketing. Try it.
I mean, he's
I
selling
know
more tickets
everybody
than
needs.
I am.
Everybody needs a calendar. Jesus Christ.
Let's make it.
That's why
happen.
everyone loves firemen.
Tell me about it.
I was in a firefighter's calendar once.
In the
They were
back.
pulling me out of a tree.
Is that true?
Elaborate.
That's just
He
a
was
joke.
dressed up. He
Pretty
was dressed
good.
up as a cat for Halloween. Yeah.
Because I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
2 firefighters are butt fucking in a smoke-filled room.
Go on.
Tom's intrigued. The chief walks in, says, "What the hell is going on in here? Sir, he was suffering from smoke inhalation. You idiot, you're supposed to give him mouth to mouth." I did. How do you think this whole thing started?
I'm gonna tell. I got a buddy who likes that's
Dicks.
not a bad joke, but I got a Ryan Lear. You know Ryan. Ryan
Yeah.
loves
Huge fan of
Ryan
dicks.
loves
Dicks.
He loves
Cocks.
bad jokes. Like he loves bad jokes. He's the one that told me the stupid fucking fireman invented sex joke. Because we have a buddy who's a cop that is his roommate, so he told me it because he went home and told him that.
I see.
So
So a guy
Yeah.
comes home from work to find his girlfriend has thrown all of his belongings on his lawn. And she's in the window, and he goes, "What the hell is going on?" And she goes, "I just found out you're a pedophile." And he goes, whoa, that's an awfully big word for a 12-year-old.
Oh, see, that's because she's underage.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
She's below the legal limit of when you can have sex with a girl legally. So that's why.
Yep.
And then he
That's
makes
never
her 12
stopped Rob, so.
in the joke, and that's why sex.
I draw the line at pedophile. You
Good.
can
All right,
make
all right.
other comments, but I draw the line there. Jesus Christ.
I wish you would draw the line at 18, but.
Guy tells jokes for a living.
I'm just teasing you. I love you.
Tom,
we're gonna-
I can
we're-
see. No,
we're-
I can see Tom. Here's the problem.
We're gonna burn that car.
He's hoping this escalates to the point that I start to retaliate. I can see it. in
Yeah,
his
we're gonna
fucking
make it 2
face.
cars.
I mean, we gotta make this podcast get
He's-
some hits, you know? I
No,
gotta
no,
drunk
no.
swing a baseball bat
He's
or
just
something.
gonna light someone else's car on fire. The joke's on us.
No, because if I retaliate, then it becomes that I couldn't take a joke. I know how this goes. I've done this with him before. I know how this
Oh,
goes.
it's only if you go, that's when you go, oh, you can't take it, but, you know. But if you stand there and go, all right, that's fair. That's a good response.
That's all I can do because
I think that's the
I
right
can't
move.
I can't win here. I can't win.
You can't give them an inch unless they're 14. In which case, give them all the inches.
Jesus fucking
To the hilt, as Grandpa used to say.
What is wrong with you?
A lot of stuff.
Would you like that in alphabetical or chronological order?
Let me get
All right,
my
so-
notepad.
So what else? What other jokes do you have for us about pedophilia? And
Oh, gosh.
go ahead, start Tom Alexis.
Ryan, Andrew, what's the worst fucking joke you ever heard another comic tell on stage that you wanted to fucking murder him? It was so bad. I had an eye-opening experience this week. I saw the movie The Jungle Cruise, and then I saw Suicide Squad, and it made me legitimately reconsider my entire profession. So these movies are so bad that it made me question why even bother trying to make
Yeah,
them.
I don't know why you went into
anyway.
Suicide Squad thinking it was going to be classic cinema.
Oh no. I know what's shit before I consume it, but I'm at home. I can watch whatever movie I want in the theater at home. So I need something to watch, so I'm gonna watch it. But they were garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't even I just go, oh, it's going to be bad. I don't want to waste my life. But I mean, I get it. I'm on this podcast, so
Yeah, but you're
know,
gonna
we
watch
all-
you're gonna watch The Bachelor. I mean, that's
My friend
that's
is
bottom.
on it. That's a
Well,
little different.
Are you saying you weren't
Yes.
watching in previous seasons,
I was not watching in previous seasons,
but now you're?
and I
hooked?
will not watch after this season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to take if you have 6-year-old kids, you got to take them to see something. You got to entertain them somehow,
well,
right?
look, you gotta, yeah.
If you're home at night, you want to watch something.
Just don't let Rob babysit. You know.
No, right. So, have you ever seen a comic who's
I've been that comic. I mean, you know, that's why I don't really retain that necessarily. I can tell you some of my bad jokes probably, but
I thought you just did.
you know, comedy is such a it takes a while and it's hard. So I am generally empathetic to people that are struggling up there.
Like, have you ever seen a guy that is in a position, gets a lot of breaks, gets a lot of work, and you know that he's not good? I mean, other comics must know that other
but
guys aren't good either.
It's definable by my standard is different than, you know, people line up to see Larry the Cable Guy. I don't think it's necessarily that entertaining, but
But he makes a shitload of money.
I can respect the craft of the Yo Mama joke, you know, but
Right.
it's not my cup of tea.
So commercial success, a guy that has great commercial success, but he's shit at telling jokes.
I mean, everybody, if it's not me, you know, I don't know. I don't really keep track of it like that. Like I have learned to let go and just because otherwise it's gonna kill you slowly. You know what I mean? Like it's doing to you. You know how you look like shit and you're depressed every day and
now he's coming at you.
No. When you see other
like giving you a break. You know?
When you see other people that are doing.
I've for sure been in a comedy club and a comedian starts to talk and I will leave the room.
Right,
and I go,
because
I can't,
it's horseshit.
I can't deal with
people
this.
Are buying
I don't
want
to
laughing at it, right?
Yeah, sure.
And you don't understand why because you know.
I understand. I understand the science of comedy, so I can understand why people are laughing. But
because people are idiots and they'll laugh at pretty much anything.
I mean, the same way that you go, this guy is swinging a baseball bat and gets 60,000 views, and I put my heart and soul into this podcast, and I got 12 likes on it. It's bullshit.
Right.
But you know, you just can't be. You can't let it get to you. Otherwise, you just be mad at everybody else for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should go to therapy more.
Or you take that and you make yourself better. That's the
a
flip
motivational thing, sure. I mean, I do that with I've got enough of my own jokes that don't necessarily work that well, so I've got to focus on that. You know, when I let's see if I can remember. I used to tell a joke about I went to a Hooters of Montana and they had trivia night. It's multiple choice. The answers are A, B, C, or double D. First of all, Hooters of Montana, I didn't know you get the sheep in those little outfits.
Oh my god!
You know, this is classic Andrew Rivers. 2-3 years into comedy, and I told those jokes for a year or so, thinking like this is fun stuff. But you just don't know any better, and people laugh at it because it's silly and dumb, and they don't. You know, you're not on good shows necessarily,
right?
But again, that's the difference between, you know, them laughing and then when they see you again 10 years later and then they go, oh, I got to follow this guy and actually see him on purpose now. You know, that's a little different.
Right.
So, like, you can get a bunch of drunk idiots to laugh at anything. I'll be on the same show with people that I'm like, why are the audiences that laugh at my jokes also laughing at those other guys' jokes when mine are way better and more whatever? But that's just how it goes, you know? So they're not going to go, I got to follow this guy on Twitter and I got to, you know, see his show every time. But if they like the joke enough, then that's the next step of it, you know?
So you go out, you tell your jokes and you know that they're better than the next guy coming up. He comes up, tells his jokes. He gets the same reaction that you do. Don't you lose total faith in the audience? It's the same way as if you do something, if you make a video and you show a bunch of people that you work with and they're like, that's fucking amazing. That's incredible. And then 2 days later on social media, they are praising something that's total dog shit. So that means their barometer for what is good is completely fucked.
If they laugh at my jokes, that's fine.
You don't care.
As long as if they don't laugh at mine and they laugh at the other guys, I'm going to have a lot of questions. But I also understand that they're wrong. It's just like I bombed my face off a couple weeks ago in Nashville. I was doing some COVID jokes. I don't think they necessarily believe in it out there. And they just were staring at me.
Right.
And I'm up there going like, I've been telling these jokes for a year now, and they work 99% of this is. They usually get something just because of the nature of the twist at the end is so unpredictable or whatever, or so stupid and silly enough. But they just are flatlining me,
right?
And I'm going, oh, okay, you know. And then the next comic goes up and is doing a song about Ben Shapiro, and they're looking at him weird. And so you go, okay, well, I don't know why this audience even showed up. They clearly don't want to have fun. But
have you ever just roasted an audience like Bill Burr in Philadelphia?
Not to that extent, no. I mean,
I don't think anyone's ever done it to that extent.
Who goes to Nashville and does Ben Shapiro jokes and expect them to work? I mean, the first rule of
first
mass
of all,
media
who goes
is
to a comedy club and gets offended by a joke in
Everyone.
the first place?
everyone.
I mean,
nowadays.
obviously, but like you go, you're wrong.
But the first rule of mass media is to know your audience.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, the same way that people comment on my video of me getting booed off stage by Trump supporters, they're like, "Well, you should have known Southern Oregon." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they booed the wrong joke. I did a joke that was making fun of liberals, and I said, when Trump was in the hospital, I went to a candlelight vigil for him. That was mostly Democrats. We were burning down a Wendy's, but it's the thought that counts,
Right.
That joke is making fun of the left or Antifa or whoever you want to believe is burning shit down, but they just they lost it and they started booing me, and I'm going, you're wrong. This is the wrong joke.
That joke hits everybody. That's a Jay Leno joke. It hits both sides.
It should.
Right.
When I go, like, one of the jokes was like, it's it feels like if Godzilla was attacking a town, there'd be a bunch of people like, it's because of the election, and then Trump would be like, call it where it came from, the China lizard, and you go, that's funny. It's just a silly joke. So
Right.
you shouldn't really. If I'm a big Trump fan and I can't just laugh it off, like, it's something wrong with you.
Right.
I think. I mean, I'm biased because I like jokes. It's fun.
Yeah.
The point of jokes is fun. To make a ha-ha.
Tom and I subscribe
People are
to
like, how dare you talk about politics on stage? We come here to get away from it. And it's like, well, comedians joke about kids and you come here to get away from your kids. Like, why is that any different?
Tom and I both
Fuck
subscribe to the Ricky Gervais line of thinking, which is if you're being funny and making jokes, you can talk about anything you want. Holocaust, AIDS, you name it. If it's funny and it's a joke.
I talk about killing myself. Half of my set is like suicide jokes, and
God willing.
I have to preface every joke with like, I have to preface every joke by, I go, I'm just a joke. You're not going to see me on the news tomorrow. They wouldn't cover it.
Because no one knows who you were.
No chance of that.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I'll tell the jokes from here.
Guy walks into a bar.
Want to see my Robin Williams impression?
Are you going to hang yourself? There you go. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Well, I have a pull-up bar. I bought a pull-up bar
Haven't
because I
been
was
using
gonna
it,
get prison ripped.
Right.
Oh boy. And then I actually used it a bunch, and then I hurt myself. I tend to I'm like an all or nothing
frail.
type of. I am. Because I didn't work out for the first 30-something years of my life, and then I was locked up, and I was like, I'm going to get prison ripped, and then I blew out my shoulder. And yeah, man. Anyway,
For the Iron
I
Gym.
did a joke about there was a belt hanging from my pull-up bar, and I was like, not today, But then people every time, they laugh, and then they realize what they laugh at, and then they go, oh.
It's those Bradley Cooper fans. You can't trust them. Because he was in the movie with Lady Gaga where he hung himself in the garage with his belt. Stay with the group, guys. It's a suicide joke.
I haven't seen that movie.
Sorry. I'll do some more Ben Shapiro stuff. That'll go over well.
Good thing I'm autistic. I can count the number of followers I lose very easily.
I called you autistic earlier, but you missed the joke. I called you autistic Kevin
No,
Bacon.
he got it.
That
He
was
hasn't
the
missed a
joke.
thing. He's autistic.
No.
What's wrong with you?
That was the joke you missed.
He's counting the pixels in the screen.
I
right
called
now.
back to your joke that I didn't hear. I just subliminally knew.
That's right.
Jokes on you anyways. When you get bored one day and actually look at my profile and see my smoking hot wife, who I have no idea why she's with me, you're gonna go, what the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe if you didn't unfollow me, I might look at your posts once in a while.
I didn't unfollow you.
The two critical dudes, or maybe you just refollowed. You just refollowed me from that one, or maybe you.
No,
hit
I
the
was
button
clicking on your.
accident. Yeah.
I clicked it by accident. I followed back 2
I
seconds
know.
later.
I was just kidding. I just saw it refollow me, and I was like, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It was
They gave up on me.
It was right when I went to message you. It was a
Follow.
quick 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Unfollow you. Watch out. Now I'm going to follow you right back. I'm right behind you. I'm following you.
It's a stalker bit that we're doing.
That's cute.
Playing little peekaboo baby games. Follow, unfollow. Here I am. Peekaboo. I'm following you.
All right, Tom. Bill Cosby, go.
Oh God. I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do Cosby?
No, I don't want to do it.
Wow.
I don't know.
Would you see Cosby on tour if he came back on tour?
No.
I would bring Bill Cosby albums to my elementary school, and we would listen to them in class, both sides. Yeah, I'd see Bill. I still listen to Bill Cosby albums. They're still fucking funny.
I think I mean, comedy's about forgetting your problems. Who better than Cosby to help you forget,
Like clearly nothing is wrong. I mean, if he did something wrong, he'd be in prison, right? Isn't that how it works?
Technicalities are amazing. That's why Rob's still walking free.
I don't co-sign
Acquitted.
this. I'm not. This is not the official
Nobody
stance
likes
of the Too Critical
Coke.
podcast.
Nobody likes Coke and Jello jigglers more than my man Rob.
Sorry, that's a very tasteless and odorless joke.
I can't. Yeah, no, I would not go see Cosby. I would not.
Where do you draw the line there? Like Louis C.K. Will you see Louis C.K.?
I would consider it. I've seen Louis before. I would consider seeing him again.
I wouldn't pay for it. I don't pay to see any of them. I just watch them on Netflix and shit.
I'm seeing Mulaney Saturday.
Perfect. He needs the money.
Yep. But again, listen, just like with professional athletes, when people talk about like Tiger Woods or Kobe Bryant, I say the same thing all the time. For me, sports and stand-up comedians, like that is escaping the real world. That's having a good time. I don't care if Kobe Bryant cheats on his wife. I don't care if Tiger Woods cheats on his wife. If they're like, I draw the line. Can someone fucking explain to me how liking Michael Jackson is still just acceptable? I don't fucking get it. Like,
they didn't prove anything with Michael Jackson. Never once.
Get the fuck out of here.
Never once.
I mean, I'm with you on like Chris Brown.
You're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, but not in the court of public opinion. That's not a thing.
Which nowadays, all you have to do is make an accusation and your career is ruined. So,
I mean,
because Michael
Brown
Jackson
makes some catchy music, but if it comes on, I'm not gonna like skip it, but I'm not seeking it out on purpose, you know.
But like Mulaney had a drug problem and cheating on us with hookers. Okay. If that was my brother-in-law, I'd think he's a piece of shit. If it was my cousin, I'd think he's a piece of shit. He's not. I don't know the guy. He's good. But
you would also still support your brother-in-law. You know, I mean, like you gotta, like people gotta have a chance to get a life together. You know.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're dead to me for life, but there's some Tom. Wow, this is weird. Tom and I had a conversation about similar things like this today.
What?
Just family members and infidelities. Just ironic that it came up in
his wife. I didn't think having cheating on him with hookers.
I didn't think.
Don't talk about my wife. I'll come to Seattle and cut your fuck off.
I was talking about Rob's wife.
Oh,
your wife
good.
Is very happy.
Good. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
He can't take the joke.
I would never come to Seattle. Trust me. Never. Oh God.
They wouldn't let you on a plane.
When he finally does come out east, just make sure you follow the Too Critical podcast. There's going to be videos of Rivers in a headlock in the parking lot. Jesus Christ.
We got to do a big show like a mall wrestling ring, like old school show, right? Right.
So we have him go on and do stand up, and then
metal chairs and plastic tables, and we put the microphone.
Gets more laughs than I do. I'm gonna be pissed. That's all I gotta say. You know that crowd doesn't know comedy.
Rivers
we'll put the microphone in the suitcase at the top of the ladder. First one gets a microphone. Starts.
Rivers is gonna do stand up, and then the curtain call when they bring him back out on stage is gonna be him and I in a Jello wrestling match.
Perfect.
That's hot.
Well, we put him in the seats.
That's a hell of an encore.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd beat me in a wrestling match. Your Boston guys are scrappy, and you're used to getting in bar fights all the time.
That's such a stereotype.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
It's a total stereotype.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we wearing? Scally caps? Huh? Going down to Selfie? We don't even have accents.
Micro processes.
Not everybody's Matt Damon that lives in Boston.
Great movie.
Great movie.
It's my name. William Costigan Jr. All right, let's get you paid, Trooper.
I gotta do it somewhere else. This computer's going all bluey.
I can't get in your file without your password. Oh, it's working. Overtime.
We'll just do the whole thing.
What's the matter, dickhead? You don't know any
great.
fucking
Now I don't have to
Shakespeare?
watch the movie because you guys just do it all for me.
Yeah, but you're Kevin Bacon. We'll do Mystic River.
We got to ask him. Jerky Boys fan?
Never heard of it.
What? What?
You've never heard of the Jerky Boys?
Your dad's like a well-known radio parody guy?
I don't pay attention to Rob's middle school hobbies, you know?
Wow.
You're in the minority here, pal. Everyone listens to my middle school hobbies. No,
you jerk boys.
You really don't know what we're talking about.
No idea. No.
But you know more.
No comedy history background either, right?
Surprisingly limited.
Yeah.
But I go back and do research, and the problem for me going back to like say Bill Cosby or like Pryor or whatever is
because you can't remember what happened. Yeah.
It doesn't really hold up to me because it's been ripped off so many times that I've heard the derivative of it.
Yes, but
I understand that at the time it was groundbreaking and original, but in 2020 it's not. So to me, I'm like, I don't understand what's so special about it until I put myself in the frame of, oh, in 1970, this was crazy. And that, but it still doesn't make me, go, oh my God, he's a comedy genius. I just kind of go, all right, for the time, this was good, I guess.
But that's why
before you good.
That's why people think Quentin Tarantino is amazing. He's not. He's literally ripped off every single movie
Akira Kurosawa.
Right. And
other
usually
movies.
You sometimes improve or alter, or you take that style and do something a little tweaking different. I'm not a movie guy either, so
even The Departed was a remake of a Japanese film.
Sure.
Even Martin Scorsese ripped off another film.
Well, imitation is a form of flattery, right?
There's a difference between parody and ripping something off. Huge difference.
Yeah.
Before you became a comedian, who was your favorite comedian? There can be a couple if there's not like one. Like
Stephen Wright was amazing to me, because my dad introduced me to him. I didn't understand yet that it was like a character, and because he's real dry. I just installed a skylight in my apartment. The people who live above me are furious, So I got to meet him, and because
it's their floor. He cut it into their floor. The skylight.
Yeah.
All right. So when they're walking around, it's a clear hazard now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I met him and I go, "Are you on drugs?" And he laughed at me and he goes, "No, I'm not on drugs," But and then a couple years later, I was like 16 and I met him again. I was like, "I'm so embarrassed. I met you when I was a little kid." And I asked, he's like, "I remember you." And so that's my Stephen Wright story. But yeah, I used to watch The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and I used to watch all that stuff, but I wasn't really into comedy. I liked Bill Engvall in high school. Here's your sign.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was the lowest. I opened for Bill Engvall, and I talk about, like, sweet guy, does great, not my cup of tea. But, I go, ugh, God, I can't believe people enjoy this, I mean, I'm getting defensive, not like he's going to listen to this podcast, but you just, your taste changes as you get old and different, and you learn about the tricks of the trade, and you go, it's not really that clever as I thought it was, Right. My friend insulted me one time, and he goes, he goes, "You dolphin-toothed asshole," or whatever. And I thought that was the funniest thing. And then I was watching a Patrice O'Neal documentary where he called someone dolphin tooth, and I was like, "Oh, my friend stole that from Patrice. No wonder it's funny."
It's like a Tarantino, yeah.
So you kind of, as you wise up, you go, "Oh, okay," It's
hard sometimes with jokes too, because like I certainly have things that I will repeat, and I don't pass them off as my own. But like, I don't always know where I heard, like sometimes something funny and you're like, I don't remember where I heard it. Like this is funny. I'm going to repeat it. But then if someone goes, "Oh, that's a ripoff of this person," it's like, okay, but like I didn't say I wrote this joke,
Right,
like,
right.
And I'm not doing it for a living. Like I'm just doing it, in a room with
You're
5
allowed
people.
to steal whatever and go, yeah, I wrote that. Like, no one cares. Yeah.
Right.
You're no
I don't
Carlos
care.
Mencia.
You can steal all my jokes if you want.
Tell us one.
Do you do any impressions? What do you got? Make us laugh, funny man.
Okay. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger getting the wrong sandwich. Right? So he ordered a sandwich and they gave him the wrong one. Okay, hang on.
We got it.
Do you need any props? Don't turn around and mess up your hair like a fucking hack. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay.
I was just getting into character.
Yeah,
Phil.
you know what you're
Excuse me.
doing. Okay. The improv class
Come
is
on.
straight to his head. Come on. Congratulations here. Come on. I'm going to
Okay,
send
this
you a
is
nice...
Arnold Schwarzenegger getting the wrong sandwich. All right, ready for this?
Yes.
It's not the tuna.
Where is he?
That's the end of the Two Critical Podcast.
What happened?
Show's
Where
over.
is he?
I don't know.
You just kicked him off?
I don't know what happened. I had technical difficulty or something. Let's put a bow on it.
Are we not saying bye to him?
No, we'll send him a card.
Sorry, you got kicked.
It'll be fine. Wayne is not on his game tonight. I don't know what to tell you.
It's got to be Wayne. We're
sorry for the technical difficulties. What a productive chat that was. I cannot believe some people. Wow, no history. No history. You got to learn. You have to learn your history in life to know where you're going and where you came from. Any profession that you get involved in, you got to know the history about it. You have to. You have to. I don't understand. I walk around thinking that what everybody does, like that is their ultimate passion and their ultimate focus, like 24/7, and it's not. It's not. And people are succeeding at it at these incredible, like, I mean, The Rock is the #1 highest grossing movie star, I think, for like 4 years in a row.
Yeah. And he's never made a good movie. Well, not never, but
$68 million, I think, last year. Just from film, not from, all of his other shit.
Under Armour and everything. Yeah. How's he never heard of the Jerky Boys?
Do you think he's ever watched Johnny Carson?
I don't know.
Think he's ever seen Milton Berle do stand-up?
I think you need to stop holding other people to your standards.
Really? Do I have high standards to expect that people that are in the entertainment business want to entertain people and want to know about the fucking history of it? Is that a high standard? People just seem to coast on almost nothing. Like I say it to Luke all the time. I'm like, this movie got made because they made it. That's the reason we're watching it and we're consuming it, because they made it, finished it, and then handed it off to somebody else because it's done. They had a finished product and someone consumed it. That's all it takes. You just have to finish something. That's all.
Well, let's put a bow on this. You'll have to edit it down. I think actually we got a decent amount of stuff that is funny. We just have to remove all the stuff that isn't. You should click, and then we should do an outro right now, apologizing to people for having to hear that.
All right, 1 second. Episode 26. Okay, sorry. Okay. What do you want me to apologize for?
Maybe we should do something like, we're going to have to do a background check and make sure that, when we have comedians on, they aren't going to do Arnold Schwarzenegger tuna jokes. We apologize. And in the future, whatever.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Those of you that are listening, we really appreciate it. We would have liked to have continued with the program, but we just flat out don't abide comics that do Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions about tuna sandwiches. We just can't do it. A lot of people think that we don't have standards. I mean, look at us. But you know what? I'm gonna take that one back. We're funny fucking guys. we're really funny guys, and we're really creative guys too. And I would put our shit up against anybody else's shit any day of the week. I am somewhat amazed, especially recently, how some people can be successful at doing something and do it so poorly and half-heartedly. And it makes me sick, to be perfectly honest. So, you know, we might do some dumb shit, a lot of dick and fart jokes, maybe some low-hanging fruit. Maybe we take the easy way out. I think what we do is funny. We spent 3 days with a lot of people that we have never met before, and they all seem to get along with us pretty well and enjoy what we were doing. I think in the future, a lot more people are going to see what we do. Is this going to be some incredible success and we're going to take this show worldwide? I doubt it. But whoever listens to us, I think they're going to have a good time and they're going to laugh about stuff, as opposed to being lectured about some pop culture bullshit that they may or may not like or appreciate. So that's it for me tonight. If you want to listen, listen. If we made you laugh, fantastic. If you didn't like the stuff we said, go listen to Andrew Rivers and his fucking tuna fish jokes. Okay? Anybody that's doing 5 minutes on an open mic night for fucking Matt Brown and whoever else that's not funny at all, you go out to Seattle with the fucking Kraken expansion hockey team and bowl it out your fucking ass. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
We sincerely hope you enjoyed the program. Please check us out where all podcasts are sold, and check out our YouTube channel as well. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. If you don't like the show, go fuck yourself.
Ra-da-da-da-doo.